Hello, hello. My name is Linda, also known as Torta Jala around the internet, and I love creative journaling and all things stationery. And today I wanted to share my thoughts on a new pen, the Wearingeul Preface series fountain pen. And this is the A Dream Within a Dream number 005 version. They also released another colorway, the Glass Bead Game number 003, but I was only interested in this one with the gold trim. So this came wrapped up in plastic. I took that off, and what you get is a beautiful purple box packaging, and it has really pretty branding and sort of matching, gold foil lettering. And the packaging definitely has some information, just marketing speak on the outside. It's all very like pretty princess-like kind of design. And on one side of the box, when standing up, I believe this is supposed to look like the spine of a book with some information, because A Dream Within a Dream is a poem by Edgar Allan Poe. And so Wearingeul created the ink from that inspiration, and now this is the pen that coordinates. So inside the packaging, we have a pretty classic clamshell pen box and a cardstock pocket sleeve with some printed paper information inside. So the pen box looks like it has Wearingeul branding. It's like black with the Wearingeul script logo on it. And inside there is the pen in plastic sitting on its little bed. And so, yeah, it's very, very pretty. The top of the box does say Preface series, like for this particular series of pens. So I suppose that means there might be more series coming. The inside of the pen has the converter included, and it does say Wearingeul on the converter. Um, and the material of this pen is really, really pretty, and what caught my eye to begin with. It is shades of violet, pink, and blue, and as I mentioned, it has gold trim. So if you like these colors, I think that you will definitely agree that this pen is just so pretty. There's like large chunks or like pieces in the resin, and some parts are more shimmery than others. Obviously, when it like hits the light, you're going to get to see all of those effects. It is like semi-translucent, like you can see the shadows, through it kind of thing. But because it's colored, it's like just less apparent. But the pen itself is pretty simple. It is like a cylinder shape with rounded edges, and the clip is pretty standard looking. It has no like branding or design on it. There is a gold cap band, but that also has nothing on it, no branding or engraving. The nib is like a number 5 size nib, I believe. It's very small, sort of like a Kaweco Sport size. But otherwise, it sits well in my hand. I have a pretty small hand. Later on, I will show you can also post it, but it does not post deeply, so it just becomes way too long. I personally would not use it posted. So the nib does have like the Wearingeul logo on it. It is pretty simple. The cardstock sleeve has some papers inside, and they basically explain like a dream within a dream. So, the inspiration behind this pen, and a swatch of the ink color. And I do have this ink, so I will be inking it up. And then there is another card that actually has an excerpt of the poem by Edgar Allan Poe, A Dream Within a Dream. And so it's English on one side, and then the back side has the same like excerpt in Korean. And then there's the fountain pen user guide, so it's just giving you instructions on how to fill up the pen with ink to use it, basically. So that is it for the pen unboxing itself. And I am going to ink this up and show you a little bit of the writing. Um, but what I wanted to share is that I was a little bit underwhelmed by everything when I opened up this pen, because in my mind, I was comparing it to the Keyno Stationery fountain pen that I bought from Dominant Industry. And if you didn't already know, Dominant Industry is an ink company from South Korea, and Wearingeul is another ink company from South Korea. So, like, when Dominant Industry announced they were making their first fountain pen, I pre ordered it and I really enjoyed that pen. And then Wearingeul announced they were making a pen, and I thought it was like the competition. In my mind, I had put the two pen releases like in the same category as if they were direct competition because they're both ink companies and they both decided to venture into the pen market. I was very impressed by the Keyno pen. It's definitely something very different and unique, and it has so many design details. I do have a video unboxing of that pen, so definitely go check it out if you're interested. But by contrast, when I got this Wearingeul pen, no doubt it is super pretty. But it's like also very simple and has almost no branding and no other design details. So I realize this is a bit of my own like personal just incorrect expectations because this Wearingeul Dream Within a Dream pen is $89 retail price, but the Keyno Cherishment pen is $149 retail. So they aren't really the same class of pens. And it got me to thinking, okay, so what fountain pens are available like around $89? So it seems like you can get maybe, and I'm not talking about things on sale, like just, you know, retail price? Would it be like Opus 88 models, the TWSBI Diamond, like Lamy Studio, maybe some Navillor pens? But like there's nothing really with like super pretty resin. I think the only thing is the Benu Pixie, but that's like a tiny pocket pen. However, people do buy it. I have a Benu Pixie as well because it's got the look, right? There are a variety of resins, and so you're really buying it for the aesthetic. So I inked up this pen and it writes like okay, but it feels a little bit dry to me. I mean, this is the ink that goes with the pen. And the thing that I do not like and is a criticism, but perhaps again because of my expectations versus whatever audience that they are meaning to, serve, they only offer fine and medium, and I got medium, but I still feel like this ink is way too light. Um, it does come out like it's a very pretty light lilac color, and the shimmer does come through, even though this is a pretty fine line for a medium. It's like an Asian medium, right? But where's like the stub nib? I feel like if you're an ink company and you want to really show off your inks, why wouldn't you have fountain pens that have larger nib sizes or like special nibs like Fude's or something so that you can really showcase the inks? I don't know. Um, Again, it might be a price point thing, but it writes okay. It's just not wet and not like lovely. Um, Especially for me who likes, larger, broader, juicy nibs. So obviously I can try a different ink, but it's just not exactly what I had expected. So let me just show you the two pens. The Keyno is on top, the Wearingeul is on the bottom. You can see that they're both pretty. I mean, it's all about the aesthetics. So I completely get that this Wearingeul pen is really pretty, and if you twirl it in the light, it's lovely. I can't argue against that. If it is a colorway that you enjoy, of course you're going to like the pen. And I don't regret getting the pen, but I think that Wearingeul, I mean, you could have done just a little bit more to make it more branded, like more refined, instead of it seeming just so very generic. Although we don't know where the nibs come from, but again, it just seems like it's all the resin, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. I mean, maybe that was their whole design perspective was to show off and showcase the resin that matches the ink, and that is the whole point of the pen. Um, Otherwise, it's just like a basic fountain pen, fine, medium, and that's it. Let me know down in the comments what you think. I would definitely love to know if you got the pen and what do you think, or maybe you have reasons for why you did not get the pen. Right now I'm going to show you the Keyno written medium, and you can see that obviously the ink is different. I am using a Dominant Industry ink, but it is the rose scented um, Doofstroff, I think, or I cannot pronounce it, but basically a purpley colored ink by Dominant Industry that's actually scented, and I really like it. So I just put that ink in because I did not buy the matching ink to the Cherishment pen. Um, and you can see that it leaves like a much darker line, but I also think it just writes better. Of course, the Keyno has um, an ebonite feed and it is a larger nib to begin with. So the experience is just very different. The Keyno is actually also a heavier pen. It's not heavy, it's just heftier because it does have some metal parts, whereas the Wearingeul is just a very light, resin type of pen. It has a converter inside and that's it. And for someone who has a lot of Chinese pens, I wouldn't be surprised if someone said like they bought it for 30 bucks because it was, a budget Chinese pen, because I don't see anything else that is special about it besides like the resin. Like it is pretty much just all about the aesthetics. So you would have bought the pen because you wanted, that aesthetic, which is not a problem. I mean, I buy pens because I like the look of the pen as well. It might have very little to do with the quote unquote, nib or writing or whatever. It could just be because it's a pretty pen and I really wanted it. So I think that it's okay. It just really depends on your expectations. And I think I was expecting something different. So you can see here, you can force it to post, but I mean, it's giant. It does not post deeply. So that is just like a design thing, I guess, because like I said, the shape of the pen is really just like a cylinder rounded. So obviously it is not going to post, deeply in any way if that is not part of the design. I don't normally post my pens, so I guess it's not a big deal. But just for some comparisons, this is a ProGear Slim. So of course it is larger than a ProGear Slim in general. Um, and I'm going to compare also with a Pro Gear Standard. So because the Pro Gear Standard has a bigger nib, if you compare like the tip of the nib, then it's pretty much the same length as a Pro Gear Standard. And perhaps they chose that like tiny nib because it's like a pricing thing. I don't know. I wish that it had a regular size 6 nib though, because then it could mean that it could be compatible with, you know, other pens, like other nibs. So you can see here a Coeco Sport. It's like almost the same size, right, as a Coeco Sport nib, so pretty small. I mean, I guess you could still swap it with other nibs possibly, but I have not taken this pen apart yet, so I'm not really sure if it is easy to swap. Again, comparing with the Keynote Cherishment, there's a pretty, big difference there. And more than anything, I just think that the Keynote has so many design details and story behind it and everything. The Wearingeul pen, I guess, really it's just about the like ink swatch, like the colors, and that's it. That's sort of what they are banking on. And here I just wanted to show you on the very left, there's a Leonardo Fenice number 6 steel nib. Then there's the Keyno Cherishment nib. And then there is the Wearingeul little number 5 nib. So just to show you comparison in terms of size. So I think that the Leonardo and the Keyno are pretty much like number 6 size. And so the Wearingeul is like a number 5 size nib. And here are the two inks that I had inked these pens up with the big swatch, just so that you could see. And I think that Wearingeul did a good job with like the resin matching the ink. So again, it's all about the aesthetics, right? So if this is what you want, then it totally makes sense and it is a perfectly, you know, working pen if you're using it to write. But it does have some things lacking. I just think that Wearingeul missed out on the opportunity to add in, just some branding, some little elements. Like on the cap band, you could have wrote like a dream within a dream or something. Um, I don't know, just make it a little bit more cohesive in terms of being well thought out. But of course, I don't know if it's because of pricing or other factors, or they were maybe in a rush to make this because they did release it for like a particular stationary event in Korea. But yeah, it just seems like they could have pushed a little more to make it even better than it is, rather than just saying like, "Oh yes, it's a pretty pen." Let me know what you think. I would be very interested to know. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more stationery videos, please do subscribe to my channel. I hope to share more with you, and thank you so much for watching. I wish you a lovely day, and until next time, bye.